Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Stretch Yourself podcast. I'm your host, Jared Chandler. This is the podcast where we stretch beyond our comfort zones and we interview folks who have done the same, and we get to learn about what they went through, and we learn something on the other side. Today we have a very special guest. I don't want to take up too much time in the intro because we had a bit of a longer episode today, a really good conversation. Today our guest is a Navajo comedian, storyteller, and producer. He is a regular guest on the CityCast Denver podcast, and he does shows all over the state, all over the country. He's been a part of lots of different festivals, and he is the creator of the Bad Indian All-Native American Comedy Showcase. And he took this show to Netflix's A Joke Festival, and with the help of our friend of the pod, Jeff Stonick, they made a documentary about it where they take the show to Netflix as a joke and they spread his mom's ashes along the way. It's a very good show. I highly recommend going to watch it. You can see the show, the full comedy show and the documentary tomorrow, January 23rd, Thursday, at the Moxie Theater in Greeley. I'm very excited to bring him up. So without further ado, folks, let's give a warm welcome to my friend and yours, Mr. Josh Emerson, everybody. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. How is Casa Bonita these days?
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just started the
I put this whole thing over this thinking that'll solve everything.
It's just so funny because it's this is the worst thing for audio.
Yeah, I know.
Because it reverberates.
I know.
And it's so easy to touch.
I know.
Just a little
right
finger.
In the front. I know. And there's these springs. I don't know what makes the sound. It just happens. Yeah, it's got to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even removed one of them because they were so loud.
Oh, really?
But I don't know what else to do.
How many episodes have you done?
This will be 40.
40. Wow.
I know.
And then how are you releasing them?
Right now we're only on Spotify.
Only on Spotify?
Yeah, but we just added video, so that's exciting.
So Spotify can do video for podcasters now? That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, like just any you just upload the MP4 and it's audio and video.
Ooh.
Yeah.
CityCast is gonna be pissed, man.
Oh, really?
Oh man. Well, because they all
do people not know that you can do that, or is it because there's a lot of podcasts I listen to that have a Patreon or they post video on YouTube, but they don't post a video on Spotify.
Yeah, I think there's a pushback against people. I don't want to get ready for every podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's something
totally.
nice where it's you are I don't know.
I totally get that.
In your jammies.
Yeah,
talking.
I mean, I don't care. Fuck it. This is, the way I see it is because that's how I felt too. Is because I would record it at work in the conference room when everyone leaves or something like that. That's a great timing for that. We're on Downing, so there's going to be a lot of there's going to be noises and stuff. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the motorcycle. There's also a fire station that's a couple blocks that way, so we might hear them too.
I love your podcast studio. I love how it's you put barriers in front of yourself to be successful. You know what I mean? It's I don't want this normal. I want this on hard mode, baby.
Yeah. I don't want to pay money to go to a fancy place. No. I want challenges. I want obstacles.
I want odd noises.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun and interesting. Yeah, dude. But I'll just the way I see it is this is me. This is who I'm gonna be, and I gotta crank out episodes.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
we gotta make the content. So we'll just make it happen.
Yeah, because
there's another one.
That's so funny.
They never come in one. They're always in packs.
Yeah. It's just it's you have to learn how to get good at it because it's a part of the business.
Right.
Everybody that I like Dan Soder or Sam Morrell or Ian Fidance or they're good at making interesting content. And they try a whole bunch of different ways to do it, and they're always open to new ideas because I don't think anybody really knows what pops or doesn't pop.
Yeah, no, 100%. Tim Butterly, when he came to Greeley, and they I was supposed to pick him up with JJ Alexander to go to Casper.
Okay.
And so we show up, we drive back up from Denver, and they were recording a podcast in the park, and they just set up their phone and like sat on the stone wall.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's sick as hell.
yeah. Shane Gillis. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't think they've ever been in a podcast studio. I feel like they've only done it on the couch.
Yeah. But Chubby Behemoth does it in like the hotel rooms and stuff. Like, who cares? Like, you know,
true. Your fans are your fans. You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
if they think you're funny, they'll
keep coming back.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I try to offer, some value and stuff too,
Do you have fans?
A small handful.
Shout them out.
Yeah. My mom.
Nice. That's sweet. I love that. Yeah.
My aunt probably. My girlfriend. My friend Jonas from college. He's an artist. He did the pod. And he's awesome.
Now I know your girlfriend loves you, but is she like a fan of your content?
I think so.
I think they're two different things.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think she is. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She keeps coming back to me and the pod. So
is she an avid listener or?
Oh yeah. She'll
Really?
she'll like comment like I'll release an episode and then she'll like tell me about it, like, oh, it went great, like I like this part,
What's her name?
Bryn.
Hey, shout out
Bryn.
You're
She's the
real one.
best.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hey, could do worse. He's very tall.
That's right.
Very tall. And look at that beard. You know what I mean?
It's coming in.
A little bit of Swedish blood in there.
Yeah. And I have heard a thing for my hair a little bit too, because she can get these like special hair growth serum pills or whatever.
Quit bragging, I guess.
Okay. Sorry.
Have you ever tried them?
Yeah, I take like whenever I remember to, I take like 2. So yeah,
it's working.
Yeah, thanks. Anyways, sorry, I was meant to ask you how work's going in Casa Bonita and stuff.
Casa Bonita is fine. We're in the middle of this like union negotiations are just starting. We just like elected some people.
Yeah, I heard about that.
For the negotiating committee, and so then it will go from there. Just sort of like try to figure out what, like, we know what we want to fight for, but trying to get that into an organized message and something that everybody can get on board with, and then presenting that to management and back and forth, baby.
That's a lot of steps. It's also hard to organize people at all, man. Like in any fashion.
Cats,
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Are you like one of the like leaders of that, like one of the pushers of it? Would you say? I would say
now, not leaders, just somebody that cares, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
There's definitely some leaders that had been pushing for this for a while, and now they're also going to push to follow through on it as well.
Wow.
And so I've never been a part of anything like this in particular. This idea of like labor rights, like actively fighting for them, in this formalized way. But yeah, it's interesting. I like it.
You've been to like a lot of, so you're at Casa Bonita and then you used to work at Ball. Or do you still
Arena,
work at Ball?
No, man.
Okay.
R.I.P.
Yeah. And then also, what was the other place that the zoo? Yeah. What is it about these unique and iconic places that, like, are you attracted to these places? Do you seek them out?
Yeah, so just the background of me, I got my degree in economics. I was going to go, like, save the world with finance. And, did a lot of work towards that, but I got into the workforce and did finance, and I was like, I hate this shit.
Yeah.
This is, and I felt so guilty because it's like there's no natives around me either, so I was like, I gotta stay in it, but
totally.
No, I mean, you gotta go. My mom died and COVID happened. I'm like, let's go figure something else out. So I tried to be a social worker for like 9 months. That did not go. It didn't like go terribly. I wasn't like stealing money or anything, but I was bad at it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. And it's tough when you're bad as a social worker. Like everybody that you're working with is like has terrible lives, right? So it's like, oh, me being bad at this, and I'm never gonna be fired because they need people.
They need you.
Yeah, exactly. And you just maybe being mad at this as your social worker is just another shitty thing in your life. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I couldn't keep
fuck.
I couldn't keep doing it. I was like, we need to get better people in this. And so I left that. When I was working there, I was living right across. I was right by City Park. Okay. I was like, the zoo's right there. I'll just apply. Just got like a guest services, so I could I would spend every day, wake up, walk across the park, City Park, so gorgeous. See, like the skyline and I would go the back way, and that's where the elephants are. And so I would like see the elephants every morning. Like, good morning, how you doing?
Do you know their names?
Yeah,
Groucho.
Groucho. Yeah,
Groucho.
he's the oldest, man.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
Hell
the leader,
yeah.
baby.
He's the leader.
Because he's not even the biggest. He's just the meanest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Often how it goes.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say hi to the hippopotamus.
Yeah.
It's a great job to have if you like to go to work high. You know?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh man,
Definitely.
We had that first snow season because it's an outdoor zoo, and they would have they closed down the zoo, but they would have everybody come in to help shovel, so like we get our hours. I'm talking like 20, 30 milligrams, which is a lot for me. I don't know. People have different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
But I was in a great place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cold outside, but you have like the proper gear on, and you're just doing physical
Yeah.
stuff, and
So you get warm
and
as
then
you're doing it.
there's some animals like the lions. They have like a heated thing on outside, so they're outside. They like the snow. The tigers love the snow. So
Really?
like, you're like just like shoveling snow around the tiger things, and you're just like seeing these giant cats acting like cats, just like rolling around, just like batting at stuff.
Are
man.
they more active when it's cold?
The tigers? Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in general, I guess.
No, I think they're just interested. They haven't seen anybody for forever. They're used to seeing people like all the time. They're
Really?
like, is this food? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
are you one of the zookeepers? Because
Oh, interesting. That must be so weird for them to like. They're like, oh, it's people season again.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't wait for fucking me season where everyone's gone and I don't have to entertain these fucks.
yeah. Can I take a break?
Yeah. When do I go on break?
Yeah. That's fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just always loved stuff. I after leaving in finance, I really wanted to be a comedian, and so I was always looking for something that sort of could fit into that mold where I could like pursue that in a real way.
Yeah. What was it for you that like? Because some people are like, oh, I'll do comedy, you know, but like it seems like you're really committed to it and everything. Was there like a moment for you, or was that like what's the emotional journey there for like committing to stand up?
Yeah, I mean, I got into stand up because a white girl broke up with me.
Same.
Yeah, it happens. And I found a lot of joy in making like everybody laugh. Ever seen me live on stage? It's like I'm very like loud and boisterous, and that's a part of me that I really liked. And there's not a lot of places where that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Like you can't like just do that in the boardroom. Right. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Be like, yeah. You know, just like
I totally get that. Yeah, and a lot of times people expect almost more of that when they know you do comedy.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh, you're the funny guy, like, and it's like, no, man, I'm work guy right now. Like, don't talk to me.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, tell me a joke. No, you tell me a joke. Man.
Yeah. Why can't you do it? Yeah. I'm sure you got plenty of put back in your pocket that are offensive and bad.
Yeah,
they always do.
Hey, I'm ready to hear the N-word one more time. Huh? Fine,
dude. Oh my gosh, those are the most obnoxious fans of comedy.
Oh yeah.
People, tell me a joke. Okay, my turn.
That's like the worst joke you've ever heard.
Oh my god, it's terrible. And they act like they're your buddy at the beginning of the show, and then they become the worst audience member ever.
Yeah, because they want to be on stage.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just like you can just don't do it. Don't do it here when I already booked a show. You know? Yeah, go do it. Yeah.
That's a little bit of Casa shade right now. One of the head chefs at Casa Bonita right now. He's not the executive chef, not the famous one, but like just one of the ones that are working. He used to do comedy in Florida, and he cannot stand that he's not he hates the entertainment staff now, just because it's like he used to be. You know what I mean?
Man, yeah, that's gotta be tough.
Yeah, I just was like, I told him too. I was like, just come out, man. Just like let's do some mics and stuff like that. But he's like, you can tell that there's like a real want for him to like start doing it again because he is projecting hard. Dog.
Yeah.
There's like only one serving, Joshua. I'm like, damn, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I see you throw this shit out every day. Like,
yeah. Are you're the gorilla still?
Oh yeah, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, I for non-disclosure reasons, I have no idea what you're talking about. But
sorry.
No, you're fine.
I don't want to spoil it for the the patrons.
Well, it's gotten not bad, but it's like people have been like coming up to other gorillas, being like, "Are you Josh? Are you Josh?" It's
I
see. Like in the mask.
Yeah. While people are trying to work.
Yeah. He's like, "No, it's Moko." All right.
Yeah, Moko. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you even if you know it's me in the suit, I would
Right.
encourage people to just, I'm Moko.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's your job, is to be Moko.
So fun, man.
Yeah. What's it like?
It's all physical improv. So you can't communicate with words, right?
Yeah.
And you're in the suit, and so like you have limited vision. And so you're really just trying to make connections with people, just like especially kids is the easiest, but people are looking at you. So it's like you have the center of attention, and so then you could just slowly like roll into a bit. Like usually it's like physicality of like the gorilla, because like gorillas have like some of the best postures.
Yeah. Did you study for your role?
Yeah, I
guess
got
you
really
did.
high. Yeah, I used to work at the zoo. Yeah, I watch them every day.
Nice. You're like, I can do that.
That's a good job. I'm seeing how many bananas you guys get, and I'm on board. Sign me up.
Yeah.
It's just, but it's like, you could still be like, like how you do crowd work and you're working with somebody.
It's kind of.
do you not do crowd work, or you do?
I mean, if I do any crowd work, it's because like I'm doing a bit and then someone will like, be laughing really hard or something. I'm like, oh, do you live in a house like that, or something like that, but I'm not like, anybody eat ass, or however people start crowd work. Like, I don't know.
That's actually one of my bits, actually.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
When you do crowd work, you don't know where it's gonna go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
totally.
you're just making this magic moment.
Yeah.
You're doing that without being able. It was somebody else without being able to like talk, and it's so fun to like have it work. Whereas like, they laugh when you want them to laugh. You know what I mean? Like when you're a comedian, like you're like orchestrating the audience to laugh, like in certain parts.
Like right here. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so when you're able to do that, like,
What's like one of your bits?
Ooh. Well, classic one is you got to pick the nose. Pick the nose.
Yeah.
Offer to people. Like, do they want a booger? Huh? Very polite. Yeah. And then they're like, no, ew, gross. And then you wipe it on somebody. You know?
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
That's
funny.
I do that. I've probably close to like 2,000 boogers on people since working at Casa Bonita. I think that's a low estimate too.
Yeah.
I wipe so many boogers. Not real boogers.
That's one of your reliable ones.
Oh man, that's the easiest way to like. Especially with kids too.
Oh yeah.
Another one I like to do.
They can't believe it.
I'll take like a French fry, and like the nose lines up with my mouth, so I'm able to stick the fry in my nostril, and then just catch it with my teeth.
It goes through the mask.
Through the mask.
No way.
So into my nose.
That's awesome.
I'm not supposed to do that
one of your fries. Oh yeah, sure.
But I do.
Yeah,
all the
so
time.
fun.
Man, it's so great.
That's so fun. Hell yeah, that's awesome, dude. What a fun job.
Have you been?
I went once when I was younger with my family.
Okay.
It was a while ago.
But not since the reopening?
No, not recently. No.
You got to come, man.
Really? Is it hard to get? I hear it's hard to get into.
Yeah, reservations actually went on sale today.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're sending out reservations like every month. They'll be like for 2 months ahead or something like that.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
So like March reservations went on sale today.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a concert ticket.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get it quick.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like
They
the
sell out.
T-Swift tickets, dog.
Yeah. They sell out quick.
Yeah.
And you buy your reservation.
Yeah, so it's crazy because it's like you pay for entree as a part of your ticket.
Oh, wow.
Regardless of like, yeah, so it's like $40 a ticket, but that includes like a meal.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So. Wow. Yeah, maybe I'll go again. That'll be fun. Congrats on tying for first place in Fort's Funniest, by the way.
Thank you.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, you could also say winning it. We won it. We won it together. All right.
Yeah.
I just want to make that very. Me and Aaron are winners. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Everybody else lost that competition,
For sure.
except for me and Aaron. The fact that there's two of us is, I guess, numerically interesting.
Yeah. How did that shake out? Like, I was like, why did there have to be a tie?
Yeah, I think it's just we had the same exact score, and so instead of like going to like a sudden death, David was like, "I'm just gonna pay both of them." And,
That's cool.
Yeah, so I was like,
nice. That's a very Comedy Fort thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He also promised. I say this all public so that he's accountable.
Yeah.
He also promised everybody that made the finals a feature spot at the club, which I think is a big deal.
Badass.
Yeah.
Wow. How many people were in the finals?
Like 10, maybe under 10. Yeah,
wow.
about around that amount.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no,
that's so fun.
And it's a real club too. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah. What's as opposed to a not real club, like
JP's Comedy Club in Gilbert, Arizona.
Oh, okay. There's other clubs that don't do it as well.
I guess. How do you feel about the club systems here in Colorado?
I mean,
are you involved? You do New Talent. I've seen you. You're in B-Set now. Have you hosted?
Yeah. I haven't hosted yet though.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how to get attention other than showing up and just hanging out, and even that doesn't always feel like it works. I've worked at Comic Sense a couple of times, and then I've worked at the Fort like a couple of times. And I've done the funniest finals, or the Fort's funniest.
Yeah, just made semifinals, finals.
What 2023 I made semifinals.
Okay, in 2024.
No, well, 2024 I fucked up because I didn't realize that there was a Thursday that I could select that I was not available, and that was the date that got picked for me. And it just so happened that I had a LA comic in town who I needed to drive to Stella's, and we were going to do 2 other road gigs that weekend. So I was like, fuck. Like, so I had to like hustle to the Fort. And there's a bunch of other scheduling things that happened that night too, but like hustle to the Fort. And then I was like, I got to go first so I can go do my show at Stella's. And then I just kind of like did my set, and I was just like, whatever. Like, I don't really expect anything to come of it, and it didn't. But I got to go, I got to do a lot of other cool stuff. So
that's true. Yeah. How long you been doing comedy now?
This year will be 10 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
The fuck? Yeah.
You should be more successful.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's like the form of success. It's like the longer I do it, the more I'm just like, and that's kind of one of my questions for you is like, it's all about, because it gets easy to get lost in like how it looks from the outside in, and it's like you can't get an idea of what my experience has been like just from looking at my Instagram page or like or the stuff that I put out. It's like, and it's hard, but sometimes it's hard to remember that and be like, oh, this is for me, this is why I started, is to get better, to get good, and to have fun. And you know, it's easy, I think, to get lost in like, well, why am I not getting this? Why am I not getting that? Like, I've done X, Y, and Z. Why does nobody seem to give a fuck?
Oh, you can get bitter real quick, especially that line of thinking.
Yeah.
I for me, like, that's why I don't think I'm gonna be doing competitions for a while, just because it sucks.
It's beneath you.
Well, because I won the last one I was in. That's why, you know.
Totally.
Well, now I got my ass beat in the finals, the New Faces finals 2 years in a row. You know, so it's like didn't even place, and so it's like that. But it's like it becomes less. It's not fun. It's, you know.
Yeah, dude. Like,
if the only way I'm gonna have fun with this is winning it, then that's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's so many things, so many variables you can't control when it comes to that.
Yeah, there's so many variables you can't control, and then like I feel like the way I present myself in a competition or even at New Talent is like different than any other set that I do, because I'm like, there's like a lot of pressure and stuff, you know, like it's like, you know, and there's a time crunch, and like you don't want to get your mic cut and stuff like that, and it's like all these things that you're thinking about. And then when I do my best work is when I'm like relaxed, loose. There's no pressure. All you got to do is be funny and have fun with the crowd. And it's like, yeah, like I have a set list that I want to get to, but like more importantly, I just want to like go up there and hit my marks, and just like do a good job, and people laugh.
Yeah, being funny is the stuff you do in between your jokes.
Yeah. The material. Yeah, I forget who. There was a quote like that where it's like, the material is just like the thing you fall back on when, the stuff in between has met its mark or whatever. So,
yeah. And I feel like if you're just doing material, like you can lose an audience, like, and then they won't buy into your material at all.
Right. You know? Yeah, totally. You like the best people I see like make it look. They do material, but it doesn't feel like material. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to get the audience to buy into you as a person.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? And whether that's through your material, I think, because it's just so clever, and they're like, oh, what's he going to say next? Or whether it's like through your energy or through like you have to connect with the audience. It's like
Yeah,
the most
100%.
important thing.
Yeah, and so it's like that's why I took a big breath when it's like, how do I feel about the club systems? It's like, I don't know. I haven't figured it out. I don't get a lot of club spots, and I don't want to be like solely focused on the road because I would like to do the clubs eventually. But for now, that's kind of where my sights are set. Is like I got my own thing going on.
Yeah.
And like catch on now or find out later, dude. Like we're taking off, dude. Yeah, for real. Like it's crazy to see like what's happening in my own backyard, and things are changing fast. And so it's like, you know, things will happen at their own pace. And the whole time when I find that like I get things when I'm supposed to get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you feel that way?
I don't know if it's like when I'm supposed to get them, but it's like that's the only time I could have gotten them. You know what I mean? Like, there's no other, like I should have got it later or should have got it earlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
But it's hard to feel that way in the moment sometimes.
Yeah.
So that was the question I wanted to ask was like, how do you like, you always, every time I see you, you're always having fun on stage and like, but you also like touch on the stuff that you struggle with, like your bipolar disorder and like, your mom and stuff like that. So like, how do you like continue to have fun and how do you continue to connect with audiences even when it's like, fuck, I've had a hard day, you know? How do you stay motivated?
Yeah. Well, one of the big things is like the death of my mother really steeled me to like, let's actually pursue this in a real way. Like, what else do I fucking have? You know what I mean? But even before then, I just fell in love with the audience. Just the sense of like being able to like that toddler mentality, that just having fun. Look at me. I say something, everybody's laughing. That's I feel at home. That's what I want. That's everything else is dim compared to that, I guess.
Wow.
And so it's to get back there, it's hard. But it's like that's like I'm just trying to get back to who I am. You know what I mean?
What does that mean? Trying to get back to who you are.
That's how I see myself as somebody on stage making everybody laugh with something I'm saying. Like everybody in community, and I can just enjoy myself. And so
yeah,
I don't know where that comes from. I think it comes from a place of like wanting to be impressive and or wanting to, it's like to be useful, but then also like not being seen, like those type of things that like when you're a kid, and sort of like you're being developed, there's like these little things that you're not getting fed, and so you have to feed them later in your adult life. Yeah, but it's lucky. I'm Native, and so we have a strong like oral history, and so like that, like you can like it, like not to shoehorn it in, but it's like you feel connected with this tradition of like I'm somebody that makes other people laugh. Indigenous people have been doing that since the beginning of time. You know, everybody's been doing it. It's a human thing. It's not even a human thing. It's like a living thing. You'll see dogs do it. You'll see like dolphins do it. You know what I mean? Like they're like making each other laugh. Like that.
They play.
Exactly.
They have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird aspect of like consciousness or like just existing that like we can feel this joy, or you can see them feel the grief too, you know? Just the idea that especially going on this like whole like documentary thing, it's like just hammer it home, like grief is good, it's also temporary. Joy is good, but it's also temporary. And to try to overly stay in either of those two places isn't healthy, you know?
Wow.
Like what you're trying to, like what I want to build is just like harmony between just like everything that else is in my life. And comedy, it works well with complicated stuff because like most comedy is like build tension, release tension, laughter. You know, and it's like all the tension's released at once through laughter. And so when you have difficult things, comedy's a natural like communicator about it, because you can just let people all sort of laugh with you together, and that's like part of the medicine, you know?
Yeah, it's like you can take everything and like bring it to the stage, and then it's cathartic for everybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard one comic say this. It's like comedy isn't therapy. Comedy is like therapeutic. And
Yeah.
So you still need therapy. Like you still need
Yeah, still go to therapy.
yeah, talk to people and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like it can just like having that relationship with the audience, especially if you can be honest with the audience.
100%. Yeah.
Like the funniest things are all honest things. I think we live in such a surreal reality. You know what I mean? And being able to capture that is such a fun way to be a comedian.
The truth and authenticity is like refreshing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, especially when you know it and when you see it right in front of you.
Yeah.
You know,
it makes the cleverness like more enjoyable, like when it's real. You know what I mean? Like you just pick that out. You know what I mean? Like anybody could have saw that. You know?
Yeah. The best jokes is like, man, I can't believe I didn't think of that. Like that's so good. Like, man. Yeah. One time I heard you say, I know how to bomb, baby.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, what does that mean? What does that look like?
Yeah. Comedy, a big part of comedy is failure, baby. Like you have to, like you can write all the time, but like as soon as like the audience either likes it or they don't like it.
Yeah.
And you can keep trying to sell it to them like with like presentation or like maybe you can try to reword it, but you like the audience is like either that, like you got to convince the audience to laugh at you, or if they're not laughing at you, like why aren't they laughing at you, and then get to a laugh at another point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like our job is to be funny. You know? Like, and so to do that means that you have to like try stuff, and that's not just it's try material, but also like try different rooms. You know, like because it's there's this like doing good in a bad room is so satisfying. Like you're like everyone's like bombed their ass off and then you go and you like get them laughing and like on your side. Like there's nothing more satisfying.
You unlock it.
Exactly. Oh, when you're the one to fix it. Oh
yeah, it's the best. And then everybody's on board after that.
Exactly.
Oh
like,
man.
Yeah.
It's so sick. Yeah, like I watched, so I was at the Rialto last weekend in Casper. It's the new theater that we're booking up there. Yeah, it's a really nice space. And Amir K from LA was headlining, and I don't think he did a ton of jokes, like material, you know what I mean? Like he just went out there and like had like just messed around with them and stuff, but like they ate it up.
Yeah.
Like boy did they have fun. Like I think the earlier show was less rowdy, so like he definitely did more structured stuff, but like the late show he was like he was like playing with the room and like doing all these jokes that I'm like he's probably done this in a different place before. Yeah. But he learned it there so that he could bring it out here and like filled the hour and I'm like I remember his closer, but like the jokes that in the middle I was like I think he just knew how to like, you know, like go with the motions and like kind of like you know, that feeding, that reciprocation of energy kind of thing where like he just knew what to give them. He just knew what to feed them the whole time. He knew the right ingredients. Yeah.
Sam Talent is another example of that.
Yeah.
Like in 2023, like we just happened to be like on 3 different festivals together outside of Colorado.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so like I went to go see his because he was like headlining the festival. I was just got selected for it.
Yeah.
But so I would go to see his like headlining set, and it was like you could see like him using the same stuff in different places, but the way that he's like adjusting or like how he's like hitting the rhythm like was different in each place, so it feels like like spur of the moment, but he is like orchestrating something totally up there, you know. And so
but you can only learn that if you
keep doing it
all the time.
Keep trying different stuff, and like stage time is it's such a crucial part of this job. And so it's like I think about that a lot because there are like different periods now, like especially like last year, where it's like I feel like the only stage time I was getting was like paid stage time, like the showcase stage time, where you feel this like need to make sure that people like you, like they walk away like that was worth the money, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to bomb, you know what I mean, to get to like new material that's going to work for other paying audiences. And so you either have to have an audience be able to buy into you as a person, be like, oh, I understand he's working, and then he got me this time or that, you know, or like you got to like do mics or like beginner rooms, you know what I mean, or harder rooms, I guess.
Yeah.
You know
where do you seek that out? Like, do you know where to go when you're like, I could I could go for a good bomb, or I'm working on this right now. Okay, yeah.
Lion Slayer's if you want to learn how to bomb, Lion Slayer's a place to learn. Yeah, because you can have because there's like a couple times where it's like, like they have like 12 non-comics there, and they're all like looking at you, and they're all actively not laughing. You know what I mean?
But it's like you have their attention. It's such a visible room,
and you can see them. You know what I mean?
And they're so close. Yeah. And it's such a weird, because like the way because like in some rooms it's like, oh, there's like people here and then there's people back there.
Yeah.
And Lions Lair, it's like it's almost like we're in a living room and like everybody's in front of you, like right in front there, and that's so like hard sometimes, because it's like you go out there and you're killing it, and then like you go to Lions Lair and you're like, I know this is funny. Like, why is it? And it just like there tanks your confidence. You know what I mean? That's why I don't do like. That's why like if I go to a place like that, or like I'll bring showcase material to the showcase because I want it to do well. But if I know that I'm going to like a room like that where it's like, I'm going to try something that's like newer or like less polished, because then if it fails, then it's, well, of course it's new.
Yeah.
But if I do like, this is my closer at Lions Lair, it doesn't work, then it's like, well, then what? Was this joke ever even funny? Or was it all just built on the momentum that I established for it? That's what goes through my head if I do polished shit and it bombs.
Well, yeah, and I've had that happen before, and like where like I'm bombing. I was like, well, this is polished. I know this fucking bulletproof, and you do it, and then just nothing. And you're like, oh,
this will get him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that. And then you're like, well,
I guess you just don't like me.
Yeah. Well, is there a skyscraper around here?
Yeah. Well, like, and then, but you know how to like take the room and like, because like at Stella's, right, when you came and did it, it wasn't that full. It wasn't full at all.
Yeah.
But you didn't really do, you did material, but you kind of wove it in, and you were really great at like interacting with the people there and like doing crowd work, and like they loved it. They had fun for what we had with us. Yeah. How'd you learn that?
Oh yeah, I used to.
How'd you get comfortable doing crowd work? See, there it is.
There it is. Well, where are you from, sir? I know where you should be going. California. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Me and my friends, we formed Dead Room Comedy when we came to Denver. I don't know why it was more just like we wanted to start producing shows because we saw that it was a way towards success. And
yes.
Which is absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, the first couple of shows we produced were bad. and still some of the shows we do are not bad, but it's like, sometimes it can be hard to get an audience, or sometimes it's just a weird venue that you're working out for the first time. Like there's all these things that like aren't going right. And I always love to take on the challenge of hosting, because I love the idea of cold, and then let's whip him into that, like, they're ready for comedy.
Yeah, totally.
Or like I've already got my money's worth from the host, especially if it's one of my shows. I want them to like I want to be. Hopefully, I'm charming enough and funny enough that like I'm glad I did this.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I feel that way about because like most of the time I'm hosting Stella's, like it's made me a much better comic, because like I like the same kind of concept. Like I don't really do like the stuff that's polished, but like I do like medium polished, or like newer, because then it's like I can just keep it loose, and like I get everyone comfortable with the idea of comedy. Yeah, so that way when the opener comes up and does 10 minutes, like now they're ready for jokes. Like now they're ready to hear like refined stuff.
And the opener should be good at like getting like this is tight stuff. Laugh. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully you set them up for success.
Exactly. Yeah.
And even if you didn't, it's still there. Like, especially like at Comedy Works or wherever, it's like sometimes you're part of the open of the show, and so you take that bullet. Like taking those crowd bullets. Like I take that. That's a big prideful thing for me. Is like I want a weird crowd so that I can get them on my side, and then it's better for the rest of the show.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
But
let's see what we got here. So mostly like we're here to talk about Bad Indian, which I'm super stoked about.
Yeah.
I saw it at the Bug. It was awesome. what are the, and I apologize for any overlap that you've talked about on other podcasts.
Not at all.
But
It is. It's yeah, just like I would encourage people to do projects you guys believe in and like want to follow through on, because it's like you never know like what pops off or what doesn't pop off, but you just learn so much. And then it's like, you know, learning how to like write a press release, and then like that's how you get articles written about you usually.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? And then or like be on a podcast and be able to talk about some like a project that you made, and like how, not selling it, but like how are you getting that story out there so people are interested in it and want to be involved.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that what were the origins of it, and what are some of the things you learned from in the process of making it?
Yeah. So I talked about this already. My mom died. You know, R.I.P. Rhoda Ski. Her birthday was yesterday.
Oh, nice.
I didn't get her anything. I forgot.
Oh, shoot. Bet she's really mad.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry. But yeah. I'd just been dealing with that, and that was like right at the time Dead Room started too. So it's like they all sort of were in the pocket for like when I cut off my hair, and you know, it was just like and yeah. So we were working together. We did a bunch of different things together, and we did a bunch of road trips. One of my favorites was like we drove out to Savage Henry Comedy Festival. I don't know if you've ever done it.
I've heard of it. I haven't done it. It's in Oregon, right?
Just south of Oregon.
Oh, okay, yeah. Northern California.
Northern California in Humboldt County. Yeah,
okay.
where the marijuana is made.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And right on the ocean too. So
nice.
It's like sick. I miss that sort of thing. I got Netflix as a joke, and I decided to use that for Bad Indian, the Native American Comedy Showcase, just because I was like, what a great opportunity to like get a bunch of natives like that credit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally.
It's interesting. You know, like at the very least, people know what Netflix is.
Yeah.
And so I went out. I was like, well, Jeff, you want to come out? We can, I don't know what we could do, but we can just, you know, film some stuff. We can create something out of this. And so right before we went out, he was working on this project with Sammy Anzer called Comedians Talk Art. And so the Denver Art Museum, they had a creative consultant named Gandhi who had done a bunch of documentaries down in the South. And so I was like, Jeff was like, yeah, hey, do you have any books, you know, I can learn about this? And he's like, yeah, actually, you tell me about the thing, and they get to talking, and they're like, that's a great idea. You should actually use this to, you know, make a documentary. And so we sort of had a meeting with Gandhi, sort of like game planned it all, and went on the trip. It was like 2 weeks out to LA and back.
Wow.
Beautiful places. We went to Grand Canyon, went to Death Valley, went to Joshua Tree, went to the ocean, you know, like it was just nice little road trip. And you know, we did the show and had this sort of thing. I had been doing this thing where I've been spreading my mom's ashes at a comedy festival like once a year, and so which I'll probably do again. Yeah.
So you were already doing it.
Yeah.
And then so you still have some of your mom's ashes.
Dude, that's one thing they don't tell you is when you get your parents cremated, it's a shit ton of ashes.
Really?
I'm about to start giving it away at shows and merch, dog. Like, it is so... Yo, you need some ash. I got some ash for you, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, guys. If you guys come out to the Moxie Theater, I'll give you just a little bit of my mom's ashes, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's what I want. The only promo for this. And we interviewed interesting people. Like, my dad is such an intense guy. If you get to watch the film, he's like,
yeah.
And then my uncle equally in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so we did the interviews, and then Jeff took off, played around with it for a bit. We tried a soft opening in Santa Fe, and there's some things that like were popping out, you know, and it was really after Santa Fe he sort of took it back down to the bones and started with the strongest scene, or the scene that had the most impact, like leading up to it, and then went from there. And that's like the version that you saw at the Bug, and that we've been showing around. And it's much. I remember the first time I saw it too. It's like this is really good. And so it was just cool to sort of see the growth with Jeff, like on that aspect of it too.
Yeah. So the stars just kind of aligned for everything.
Yeah.
It all just kind of makes sense.
And it just it was kind of crazy because it's like December was such a busy month for us because we were doing this crowdfunding campaign. And,
congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, we made our goal.
You nailed it.
But it's like, and we're getting some like accolades and stuff. Like we got into this really good film festival, and
Which one?
it's called LA Skins Fest. It's like the Native American Film Festival in America. You know,
Wow.
There's a big one in Canada called Imaginative, and that's the other like.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, anyways, we got into that. I went out to Hollywood and I showed it on the Chinese theater. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Where they do premieres. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like that was like crazy, and then people liked it. You know, and like you're up there answering questions, and people clap for you. People come up and they talk to you, and all this stuff had been for stuff that I had done like, I don't know, 5 months before. And so like it's weird. Like I remember how much work we put in during those 2 weeks. But it's weird sort of seeing like a product coming from that work that's now getting accolades now. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
we submitted it for 5 more festivals, and we'll see how those ones come back. I feel good about a couple of them. We'll see about the other ones. But yeah.
That's exciting, dude.
Yeah, but Mox is the last place we're screening it for until it's
Hell
back
yeah.
with sound and editing. I'm really excited.
Hell yeah, dude. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. Yeah. You showed it at the Bug and the Mutiny. Where else did you show it?
At Cast Bloom.
Cast Bloom.
Yeah, in this place called which was really sweet. It was nice to like develop a relationship with them. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Amy over there. She because it's like I not that I have beef with Rise, but it's like like they changed their name from Voodoo to Rise during the George Floyd protests as like this idea of like we need to be better, and then it's like how many like people of color do they have like producing stuff there?
I had no idea that was why they changed the
Isn't
name.
that crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was because they closed during COVID and then reopened under new ownership.
Yeah. No, part of the new ownership is we got to change the name. You know what I mean? But that's the reason why they changed from Voodoo, because they're like they thought like Voodoo was like too like black presenting, I guess. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Is this like a New Orleans thing? Yeah.
They thought Voodoo was too black presenting, so they changed it to Rise during the George Floyd protests to support minority voices.
Yeah, but then not have enough, in my opinion, not have enough minorities being actively involved. You know what I mean? At least
Like in the theater?
in the theater. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like,
That's a very white Colorado thing to do, I think.
It is. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like empty gestures.
Yeah, or it's like, that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
You know?
This isn't for anybody except you.
Yeah. It's like, would it have been better to just change it to something else that's like, has nothing to do with that kind of stuff? And
Or
then,
even just keep it at Voodoo. You know
or
what I
just
mean?
keep it at Voodoo, yeah.
And then be active in the community, making it a better place you know, for people of color.
Yeah,
You know what I
especially
mean?
in that neighborhood.
100%.
Like,
yeah.
isn't that like a better...
It was such a good logo on the back, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe
the
that's
skull.
why I'm fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked great. You
Yeah,
know?
I went to, because I was in Greeley, Fort Collins when I was doing starting comedy, and I went to Northern Colorado. So I went to Voodoo maybe once, like pre-COVID, for the open mic. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about the behind the scenes, but like I never knew all that. You know? Yeah. What can we do for that was another question I had, is like so listening to some of your other podcasts and stuff, and like just hearing some of your backstory about like whatever it sounds like, whatever you're involved in, like you definitely take the reins, and you in like student leadership when you're at school in Durango, like you in Dead Room, like I remember talking to you about it when you guys were still like in the heyday of Dead Room, and like you're like, yeah, I email venues all the time and stuff like that. Like, do you see yourself as like a leader in the places that you go to, and how can we help our communities better?
Yeah, I don't know if I see myself as a leader unless it's like necessary. Like when I feel like
that's what a leader would say.
Like people aren't doing a good enough job. I mean, I don't know. No,
that's exactly what a leader does, dude. Like, I'm just saying. I just want to point that out. Like, give yourself some credit. You know, man. Like I'm serious. Like, because like in my experience, like that's when I've been a leader in my communities. Is I was like, this is a shitty job that people are doing, and I guess I'm the guy for it. You know?
Yeah, because nobody else is doing.
Nobody else is doing a better job.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll do it. Like, I don't see anybody else doing shit around here.
And if you keep doing that and like you're talented enough, like you'll learn, you know what I mean? And then you're just able to do good things, you know?
Yeah, totally.
I've failed so fucking much. Like I cannot stress that much. Like in comedy, in relationships, in like dealing with my bipolar, dealing with like all these different things. I've failed. And like you just gotta like learn to like pick up the pieces and then try again, and then you'll succeed. It's like this. It's. I don't know, man. It's like I just can't emphasize how important it is to keep trying. You know? And to like try to learn in the process, but like to keep trying.
Yeah.
I think I'm also native. Like I bring that up. It's my whole personality. Like I get that, but it's also because there's nobody else that I see talking about the issues in the way that like I'm talking about them. And even then it's like who gets big in Indian country? Like the crossover into mainstream, you don't see it that often. Like I would say one of the biggest movie stars right now, like is Tatanka Means. Like he was in Killers of the Flower Moon. I've been in a bunch of other stuff. Not a lot of people. He's like a comedian that has the biggest draw. Like when he goes around like casinos or does stuff.
He's a comedian.
He is a comedian too.
Okay.
On top of it, but it's like that. Like he would never. He's not going to do comedy works. He's not even going to do the Denver Improv. He's not in the comedy world at all. He's like a casino comedian right now. And it's like he could be, but it's like it's something that's sort of foreign to him, and it's like he's making too much money doing this other stuff.
Yeah.
And like that's something that like I saw there's a space for me where it's a better comedy comes better when you do it in a club setting, because that's the best like environment for comedy to succeed. And it's also it forces, and being around a bunch of other good comics makes you better, because you're like watching them and you're also like trying to compete with them for spots and opportunities, and steel sharpens steel. And so there is like I think like if you really want to pursue comedy as a career, you should figure out a way to get to a city center, you know, to like at least get involved in that community, just because you're going to become a better comedian quicker.
Yeah, 100%. And the like everyone helps each other kind of like if you're a part of the community, like you'll go a lot further with other people around you who vouch for you and support you and book you than you will ever on your own booking the road. So
much of comedy is relationships, you know? And so like developing them and actually starting them, you know, with like all these different things.
That's sometimes harder than stand up, I think.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like it's just like cuz then sometimes it feels like high school sometimes.
Oh.
You know
it
what
absolutely
I mean?
is. There's so much toxicity.
Yeah, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, because I was never good at that. I'm always just like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just like the goofy weirdo, you know? Like, and I'm like, I'm not trying to like be popular, you know? Like, it would be nice, but like, I'm not like, I can't be around all the time, even if I wanted to. Yeah. You know, and it's like, and I'm not gonna like kiss your feet to be your friend. Yeah. You know, it's like me or don't, dude. Yeah. like let's work together, let's vibe, you know, but like I'm not going to play games to be cool or accepted. Yeah. I'm not going to I'm not going to make my material worse and be hacky to be popular or whatever.
Or even just like this like weird sort of like buy-in from the cool kids, or like to create this exclusive like friendships, you know?
Yeah,
like, I've never been good at that either. But I've never like. It also is like there's like times when I'm like feeling insecure, and I'm like, none of those people have any of these different credits that I did, because I wanted to, like, I was like, how can I succeed? How can I say, well, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, let's try. Like the amount of people that try stuff. Like, as much as I do, like, I can count on, like, one hand. You know what I mean?
For real,
And it's like... But it's also... There's a part of that where it's like, who cares? Like, try stuff for yourself. Don't try to beat other people. Like, like comedy isn't the zero-sum game. We can just try to make yourself better, you know what I mean, and try not to be a dick. And that's the second part is really where I failed in the past and really trying to get better at.
Trying not to be a dick.
Yeah, 'cause I don't necessarily want to be people's friends.
Sure.
Because I'm 33 and like I have friends.
Yeah, you got what you need. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad's my friend. All
Yeah.
right? When I'm bored and I want to talk to somebody, I don't want to talk to you because you're stupid. No, no, it's just the way that I talk. He talks similar now. That we're like now that I'm getting older, it's like
Yeah.
I just want to talk to him. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you deal with failure?
Cry a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks. It doesn't ever feel good to fail. I don't think. Even when you are learning stuff, even when you are trying to like take the positives out of a situation, the fact that it didn't go, even sometimes like as good as it could have gone, can sit with you. I think.
Where everyone's like, that was great, and you're like, I fucked up that one thing.
Yeah, I would say feel it though. I would say like this,
feel it.
Like you like I don't like this feeling right here. What can I do to change that feeling in the future? And then
don't mask it.
Yeah, and keep pushing until you get a success. Because if you do, I think if you're honest and you work hard, you are going to get successes out of those failures, and that's going to feel great. And I think that like if you remember that, it'll help you go through the failure, expose yourself to failure again. Like that's how I think. Like even when things are going
easy to
good,
get comfortable.
Exactly. Even when you're like good and things are going well for you, you still have to expose yourself to failure because that's where the growth is. You know what I mean? It's like how muscles work. You know,
Totally.
Just like a little bit of muscle ripping every time.
Yeah,
it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think that's with anything. You know, like just keep making yourself feel uncomfortable. You know, that's the cycle, and then you eventually get to a success that feels great. And then go out there and make yourself feel uncomfortable again.
Fail early, fail often.
Fail quick, baby.
Yeah, do it, get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way. Figure out what this isn't not working.
Yeah. That's how that's a big theme of the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like figuring it out through trying and failing. You know, and I've been getting a lot of that recently.
What's a failure you've had just in the past couple of weeks?
All right, I'll do one. You do one.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Fine. That'd be fun. I've only did success. Westward, name me one of the 5 artists to watch in 2025. What a big failure!
Hold on, I got it right here.
I can sign it for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of I've been doing a lot more camera work and a lot more trying to figure out how to add value to me and the work that I bring to the table. And so that I've been lugging around cameras a lot and figuring it out and and I fuck it up a lot. And that's frustrating because it's like I put all this work in or there's something that I didn't know about. And then once I figured it out, I was like, fuck, I could have been saving myself so much headaches this whole time. You know, there's all kinds of things like the audio and the video. It's just all a process that as I'm saying, I'm like, is this recording? But yeah, it's stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't always know what I'm doing. It's like, I'm feeling my way through the dark.
Yeah.
Just I think this is, and done is better than perfect. That's another one.
Oh
yeah,
what a great lesson to learn.
Right? Yeah. You know, I'm editing something and I'm like, it's not where I want it to be, or I'm doing a set or a show or whatever. It's like, no, it's not where I want it to be, but at least I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know, just putting it out there, see what happens.
Yeah. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Yeah, pretty similar.
That's good.
Right, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice and pithy. Yeah. One big failure. I haven't. There's these native name shout outs that were part of the crowdfunding campaign where people were like, what sort of reward do you want for your crowdfunding thing? And people would so they had a different options, and one of them was me giving them a native name. And for the life of me, I cannot finish it. It's only I only have 3 or 4 to record. You know what I mean? It's just front facing type things, and it's there was a moment where I was doing it because Jeff was being a dick, so I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm not getting any money from this. What the fuck? Yeah. But then there's coming back to it. It's I can't move. I just can't do them. You know what I mean? There's because it just doesn't like I'll get to these points in my life where I can't like I'll do like 70% of a project, but it's like there's some essential parts that I still need to do. Not that this is super essential, but yeah, it's happened in my life where it's like something will stop me and I'll just start on a new project and leave this sort of dead and rotting carcass of relationships and like me trying to do something, you know?
Oh, wow.
And so that's happened. Yeah.
Do you have trouble like finishing things?
Yeah. So like, for example, for the Bad Indian, that we did at the Buck Theater, there's an opportunity to work with the city of Denver's community, and that's called Caster. It's like a big long thing, and I couldn't return an email for like 4 weeks. You know what I mean? And then you get to it's like, well, I can't do anything now. I have to do it without this grant that they would just have given me if I had just followed through on the email. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like not that night was like that night was so like I feel I was doing 3 different things that night, which was crazy.
You're wearing a lot of hats.
Oh man, yeah, because we finished that short film that day too. You know what I mean? So it's like which is coming out at the Denver Art Museum, premieres tomorrow, January 16th.
Oh,
if you
wow.
guys want to see it, that's anyways.
Hell yeah.
Finding the funny. But yeah, it's like it's just frustrating because it's like I see. If I tweak it a little bit, I could have been further along. But I truly got to sit with that. And just
What is
like,
that where it's like this would take me 20 minutes or whatever, but it's like for whatever reason I just can't bring myself to do it. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still figuring it out.
Are we afraid of dying? Is that what it is?
Ah, man.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
I'm not afraid of death.
Really?
Nah, not like I would welcome it, you know. I'm not
right.
jump off the sidewalk, but like, I just, I'm not like not afraid of it either. I'm not like, come on, death, you know.
Right.
Fuck it. It's more like living present in the moment has been so crucial for me. Like, like not only my mental problems, but like my partner, who I love, in her entirety, like just. But like we're a team, and so it's like when these mental issues, this mental illness stuff like comes in, it's like you sort of have to learn how to be okay with feeling terrible right now because you know it's temporary. Like that sucks, man. It sucks, and it's never fun.
You mean for you or together?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of the yeah, just like so proposed to her. I know in November in Durango. I wanted to be in like the mountain of like one of the sacred mountains.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. So
wow.
Did it? Yeah.
How long were you guys together before you proposed?
Like 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the first girl I ever kissed. Like on the first date, like dropping her off and stuff like that. Yeah. And like I have like small roster of 3 or 4 that I'm like I gotta see this thing through, you know what I mean? Like this girl's special, like from the first date, and
wow,
yeah, we're gonna get married, but during that time, like, it's like I'm bipolar and she's bipolar, but she has experiences like PTSD and OCD and some other stuff, and it's like just trying to like. It's mental illness is hard because it's so hard to know like what's the illness and what's us, because you can only control what you can control, and it's also like it's I think it's oftentimes with like things that are hard and grief. It's like it also puts you into like a club, you know what I mean? Like you have a different sense of empathy for a person or a patient and I am. Like I ask a lot of my partners, just because of who I am. There's like, it's not one of my favorite traits about myself, but like to be who I am and to have this like sense of like I'm always going to be pursuing something the rest of my life. It'll never be enough, and it just has to be built in to the cycle. You know what I mean? Like my happiness has to be a part. Like work has to be a part of my happiness because. Yeah. I don't know another place to live, another way to live.
Yeah. I get that.
And so and finding somebody that makes me feel like I can do anything But then then there's also like part of the doing anything is also, attacking this thing together. It's like it's the most adult relationship I've ever had. It's asked a lot of me. I've failed a bunch of times with that too, but it's like it's also just been so cool. It's like, I don't know. It's just when you find somebody that you like fits you completely and completes you, like it's great to sort of find it early and like how are we gonna figure this life out together? Because if I got you, like I don't care if it's a house or like a bridge or whatever. You know what I mean? Like this sense of like, I work hard, you work hard, we're gonna have a great life. Yeah.
What's it like balancing like, the ambition with your relationship? That's tough. It's not easily done, and I look up to people like you and people like Jeff Tice and like people who do it successfly. You know what I mean? Because it's like that's what I want.
Yeah, communication's so crucial, right? It's hard. Like honesty and not even it's communication is crucial, but it's also like you have to communicate. You have to have real conversations about like, does this bother you or does this not bother you, type thing. And there's like, she hasn't been to a show in forever, and it's like really only ones that I want her at that she'll be at. Because at this point, like we talk all the time. I work through my jokes with her, at first before I do it at a mic or anything. So it's like,
wow.
But you can buy a truck.
Makes it all go away.
I'm lucky in that she sort of has. She's a baker and an artist, and she sort of has a real love of alone time. And we have different spaces in our house now. Like I have an office and she has like a little she shed, and so she like creates and does stuff. And
a she shed?
Well, it's a basement, but
okay.
A nice basement, a very nice. She picked the basement. She could have had the office, and I would have took the basement. I would have made that a little man cave, but she chose the basement. All right, don't come for me in the comments. Saying I'm shoving that little white girl down there. All right, she could have had the office.
She could have had the office. I had to drag that out of you. Sorry. You were like, it's a she shed, definitely not a basement.
No. You're like, she shed? You don't look like you can afford a she shed.
I've just never heard that term.
Have you not heard it?
No.
That's a real term.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I just communicate and be like, this thing is important to me. You tell me what's important to you in terms of making sure that you feel like your needs are met. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
That's the thing. And then I fucked up one time. Holidays is starting to be a big thing for us, and so we were going to hand out candy together on Halloween, October 31st, and like October 5th, like somebody hit me up to be on a comedy workshop. I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to do it. But then it's like I didn't realize, that like I had already made this promise to her. I didn't realize how big of a deal it was to her, and so she was like really disappointed when I was like, I'm gonna go do this show. And then I forgot to talk to her about it until like 3 days before Halloween, and so it was just like one of those things where it's like,
yeah, dude, it's so easy for that to happen. Like especially with like constant schedule changes and stuff like that in our world, like or just like you get lost in the momentum of it all, and then you're like, oh fuck, like I forgot to touch base. Dude, on New Year's Eve, this is my birthday, and we had a house show downstairs, and had a great show. Like midnight came, we had our New Year's kiss, and then it's like brought her upstairs to her room, and she's like, I'm like, all right, I'll be back in a little bit. And then like it felt like I blinked and it was 5 a.m, and I'm standing in my kitchen, not happy. And I was just like, fuck, I fucked up. Because it's just so easy, but it's important to like,
this is the way you start the year, huh? This is the way you want to start the year.
That wasn't said, but it was implied.
How long have you been with your girl?
Coming on 4
years.
Yeah.
Did you pop the question?
Not yet.
Do you want to do it right now? Just the camera.
I brought Josh here to witness.
I'm an officiant, so we'll just do it now.
Yeah. I'll set up the backdrop. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, clip that out.
Yeah.
All right,
that's a good one. Yeah, it's definitely a conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who brought up the conversation?
What do you think?
That's funny.
Yeah. No, it's exciting. We were at we had the first our parents met for the first time recently.
How'd they get along?
Great. Yeah, no, they did great. Overshared a little bit if you ask me, but
really? Why they're
because that's just how my mom is. Let me just tell you everything and I'm like, Mom, why are you sharing that information? Shut up. Don't tell them that. This is a first impression. Like, relax.
What's your mom's name?
Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Stephanie.
You can tell me anything you want about Jared, all right? I just want to give you that, all right? Hey, you can DM me at Danger Emerson.
No,
okay, I want to hear everything.
She will, too. She'll oh, you want to see his baby photos? Like, she'll tell you anything.
If I get one of your baby photos, I am making it my profile picture, like, for a week, for sure. It's just, people are going to be like, Josh, who's this white baby? I mean, like, yo, ask Stephanie.
Who's Stephanie? It's just me on Christmas.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah. But no, it went great. Like, it was really good. But like, it was like my mom, my dad, her stepdad, and her mom, and they were like, there was a moment where like my mom was like, so like, you guys have been together for a long time. Come on, 4 years. And I'm like. Yeah, ask them how long her brother and his girlfriend were together before they got engaged.
How long?
10 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, let's shift the focus away from me for a second. Like, I'm doing fine, okay? Like,
I got 6 more years to go.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, we're right on track. We're right on pace.
That's funny.
Yeah, so, but no, it was great.
How's your future brother-in-law? I'm just going to say future brother-in-law.
Oh, she's got 3 brothers or three stepbrothers and 1 biological brother.
That's a big family.
Yeah. So holidays are big for us as well. Yeah, we went to Thanksgiving or Arizona for Thanksgiving this year.
Whereabouts?
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale. Is she from Scottsdale?
Well, no, my girlfriend's from like Highlands Ranch.
Oh, okay.
But that's where her mom and her stepdad live.
Okay. Yeah. No, so I grew up in Phoenix. Scottsdale is like called Snotsdale, you know.
Snotsdale.
Yeah, if you're from the 480, you can suck my taint. Yeah. I'm a West Sider, 623. Yeah. Until I met a white girl and jumped on their family plan. Okay.
Yeah. I'm through and through until there's a good deal.
Yo, man, it was unlimited data. Like that's the thing. I've never been on my own cell phone plan. I was on my parents' cell phone plan until I met a white girl.
Yeah.
And then we broke up, and I cried, and they let me stay on the plan for 2 more years.
Oh wow,
that's so a homie move.
Wow, yeah,
yeah. And then I met another white girl, and I jumped on her family.
You're like, okay, now let's get down to brass tacks.
And I switched lines, and then I got 1 text from her mom being like, "Oh, so you're finally off the plan."
She noticed an update. Yeah. What's her name?
Damn, I don't even remember. Oh, Kim. Oh, I almost said her last name.
That's right, Kim. Yeah. Don't say her last name. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a. I might have to do that move as well.
Just get on the plan.
Yeah, get on the, because like, well, my parents are like looking at me like,
when you get off.
Yeah, and I'm like, but it's so convenient though, and I don't want to hunt for a new plan, you know.
How
it's
old
scary. 28.
28? No, that's what you're paying for your own health insurance.
I am, yeah.
Well,
yeah, technically, yeah. What did I want to ask you? We were just having fun. Just got lost in the sauce.
That's great.
Why is it called Bad Indian?
Because I'm a bad Indian.
Okay.
Great deal. He put out this song called Bad Indian. It's
Who?
like Greg Deal. He's like an artist and now like a punk singer. They're opening up for Pearl Jam on their tour. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
I know, right? Like, because Pearl Jam's a name.
Yeah.
Like, you say whatever you want about how terrible they sound. They sell tickets.
Yeah, for sure.
And so he has a song. It's do you know Suicidal Tendencies? It's like, it sounds similar to Suicidal. So. Like, just like not yelled, but it's like, but you have like the bass line, the punk bass line, and then he's talking about, like, to me the song sort of was talking about how this idea of like what a native is and how that doesn't line up with sort of who he is as a person, and something that I feel very intently. And so I changed the name. It used to be called Colorado Native, the comedy show.
Oh yeah.
And so I changed that to Bad Indian because it's taken out of state. Shout out SF Sketchfest, baby. Yeah, and so that's why I use that Bad Indian, because it could be used anywhere, but it's also something that I sort of felt. And there's so many ways to be native, and the comedians that I book sort of showcase that. And so it's like, that's what I like most about that name and how it connected to the show. And then it was like, it just made sense to sort of do the documentary the same name, just to like just build that, you know.
Yeah, totally.
That idea.
Yeah. So. How you've touched on it a little bit already, but like, how does your like Indian roots like influence like your outlook? And like, where do you see that, like, in the way you see the world and how you interact with it?
Yeah, I was very lucky because I grew up an urban native. That's not why I'm very lucky. I grew up away from the rest. All right, yeah, I knew how to use a toilet from the very beginning. No, I grew up because I am an urban. I was lucky because I grew up going back to the res all the time, and so like the sense of belonging, and like it's something special about like being on a piece of land that like our lineage has been there, you know, since time immemorial. Like, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And I have that. And not a lot of Americans do have that because we're a country of immigrants.
Right.
And then it's just like you find different bits of. I'm not traditional, but then there's like some things where it's like it's nice to sort of feel connected in that way. Like, so started collecting my hair to burn it, which is it's kooky.
What's that about?
So all your knowledge is in your hair. That's why Navajos like we keep buns instead of braids. Like, this right here is just me like. Not being lazy, but it's just, you know, it's not traditional in Navajo because that's
okay.
We're supposed to keep all our knowledge right here.
Oh.
And so when your hair comes out, you're supposed to give it to the fire because it's like they get the knowledge. And so like fire is supposed to be like one of the most wise things because it's like all this knowledge has been fed into it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyway, but like, it's also like I don't look white. Like, I went to prep school, flunked out. Hey. But like I grew up with civil like attorneys like around me, so like I talk intelligent, I would say, but no matter what, you know, even though like I like tea and, you know, I like the Dave Matthews Band and stuff, like I'm never going to be both. I'm never going to be white. You know what I mean? Like I'm always this color. Like,
you like Kanye?
Yeah, I do. You know what I mean? Get back on the beds, Kanye. They're important.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's the thing is like I'm always going to look native, and I like that.
Yeah.
But it's like so. Like, it's so ingrained in my identity because it's constantly being pushed in my face over and over again. Even though, like, I grew up in you know, with the whitest man ever. And shout out William Emerson. Yeah. You can have both his names because that guy is fucking mayonnaise, dog.
Yeah. Who was pushing it in your face?
Just so like I'm like I remember that like there's this one time in prep school where. Like everybody, like we were just like playing games around the front, and you know I'm native, and then they started like not bullying me, but it was like the sense of like here's my Indian name, and they started getting like jokes about like what that is and stuff like that, and they're only doing it because it's just, like they're trying to be funny, and they're in a sense they're also trying to like include me too.
These are native kids.
I mean? These are all white kids.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
Oh, I see.
They're all like jokey names and stuff.
Oh.
And so Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I went to the Marine Corps, and that's the same thing. It's like people want to make not like problematic. They want to make problematic jokes with you because that feels like you're both doing something naughty, which is a sense of intimacy.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I mean?
It's like how they bond.
Yeah, and
Which doesn't make it right.
yeah, but I mean, you're white, and I think you still get that where people are like, they'll make jokes, like, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, like, I don't want to be misogynistic right now. Like,
Yeah,
like, I hate that when dudes try to bond with me with locker room talk, and I'm just like, no, thank you. Like,
kind of annoyed that you thought I was a misogynist.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
and now
Like,
I look like I'm shutting you down for not being like, oh yeah, tits. It's just like, shut up, dude. Yeah, ask me a real question. What did you want again? Why did you come to my office?
Yeah, she has big tits. All right, can we
Is
move
that
on?
what you want me to say? They're huge.
Ayuga. Ayuga.
Literally, yeah. No, so I do get that. Yeah. I don't know. So there's like kids, but like, so you felt kind of like othered, kind of.
Oh yeah, and then being back on the res, it's like I have a white dad, so I'm never going to.
Oh yes, you're kind of always like in between.
This was my first one, and it's because it's actually a taboo to have like a sand painting on you because it can't like be wiped away. But I mean, I'm gonna die one day.
What is it? What is it about?
This one's just like it's like planting seasons, so like the different like it's like not a calendar, but like it shows like the whole year as it goes around.
Oh, why is it taboo? Because it can't be wiped away.
Yeah. Sand painting's like it's like a ceremony. Part of the ceremony is wiping the sand away.
Oh,
and then, like it's it's done.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna die. Like I am temporary.
Right.
The ceremony's just going on, baby.
Are you spiritual?
I mean, my dad is super Catholic, and
Okay.
like not even like in a bad way, but like in an intellectual way. Like he went to like Bible college. He
Okay. I went to a private Christian school for.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm, most of my youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like he like retired early, and he spends his time doing pilgrimages in like Europe and in
Like mission trips.
Not even mission trips, like
Pilgrimages.
old school pilgrimages where they have like these holy sites, and so he'll sleep.
I didn't even know Catholics did that.
Not many do anymore, but they've done this for forever. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
And so and he'll sleep at like monasteries and like in churches in like Spain and stuff like that. And they have
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it used to be like they would be full, but now it's like when he shows up, there's like 3 people that are doing the same pilgrimage as him. It's like they're not. It's like it's a dying thing.
Wow.
That he's still like he's like one of the few people. I remember he was showing me this picture of him in Rome. With another guy that he'd been walking like over 100 miles with.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, I know. From Italy. And so it was like this sort of sense of like they had made this really deep connection through religion, and they were like at not the most holiest place, but it's like Rome is like they saw the Pope together. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
And so that's sort of like his vibe. Like he's really like and then like he was like a godfather to there's these 2 gay people that like the guy really appreciated what he had been brought up in the church, so he wanted his child that they adopted to sort of grow up in the church to like the ideas of peace and love, like the good parts of Christianity.
Yeah.
And so he's a godfather to that. So it's like there's a part of me that makes like thinks that he wishes that I was more gay, so that he could be like, God is love, I still love you. You know what I mean? Like he's disappointed I don't suck enough.
He
dick.
wants to
you
prove
know what
it.
I mean? Exactly.
Yeah. He's like, I do all this work, and nobody gives me anything to show for it. Come on, give me something hard to love.
You go find something hard so that I can love you.
So I can justify all this trips.
So and then the girl that I'm with, she like does tarot reading and stuff like that, and she grew up in the church, but like she's not. I wouldn't say she's like crazy like spiritual or anything like that. I've been finding a lot of I don't know if use is the right word, but I've been finding a lot of comfort in sort of learning more about Navajo culture, just in terms of like what can I live that like like what do I like sort of feels true to me, and like what can I sort of do that like people before me have done, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, in college I took a class called Navajo spiritualism.
Okay.
And I just sort of went through like all like dude, the stack of taboos that natives have, like don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, like is it's so much like you can't do, and so it's like
Interesting.
and it's like I'm okay. Like I miss me with some of those.
Is it kind of like superstitious in a way?
Yeah, except they would say it's real. So
Well, yeah, right.
yeah, but there's like coyote is a big one, right? You know,
Okay.
like for Navajos, like a coyote runs in front of you, like don't break that plane, because something bad can happen, and it depends like which direction. Like basically, the coyote is like giving you a prophecy, like you go this way, something bad's happening over this way, so don't do that unless something else breaks the plane. You know what I mean? But but there's like all sorts of like weird.
I
sort of,
thought
like,
that meant like, fuck, we gotta go in front of that coyote.
oh shit,
shit, yeah. Oh wait, shit, coyote's coming.
Yeah.
Don't let it cross.
But I've heard like there'll be like Navajos that are like driving on the highway that just like screech to a halt because a coyote ran.
Whoa.
And they're just like they'll like pull off to the side and wait for somebody else to break the plane before they go back on the highway and just drive forward.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's fucking,
Wow.
Yeah. And there's like lots of things like that. It's like where it's like I want to get more into like saging myself, doing more like just like sweat lodges, like that type of thing, because I like just, you know, objectively it feels good to sort of sweat and think and just, like, be in that place.
Good for your body.
I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's also good for your mind just to like I go to the sauna all the time, which is not the same thing, I know, but it's like that idea of heat though, you know, I mean, I'm a desert rat. I grew up in fucking Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would like summer nights, like you go outside and all the heat's coming off like of the asphalt and it's 95 degrees and you're feeling that weird, and it's like this is great, baby.
Yeah.
And it's like it'd be bad if you're, you know, you were outside, like only outside, but like the fact that you have air conditioning just like right there, like I love that sense of like it's hot, it's so hot.
Yeah, where it's cool, and Arizona has some of the best air conditioning in the world.
Oh my god, it does. It
Yeah.
does.
It's nice and cool, and then you step outside and you're just
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. But then you get in your car and then you're fine, and then you go into the house. Ugh.
Yeah. So you don't like the cold?
I like it fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I lived in Yellowstone for one season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard you talk about that. What was that? You've been all over, man.
Dude, yeah.
Man, you get around.
It's because I fuck up a lot, man.
You're like, time to move up, time to pack it up. We're done here.
Yeah, man. That was great, man. Yeah, a ton of animals. Beautiful. Wow. Yeah. Wish I wasn't in a relationship, but, you know, that happens. It was just one of those things where
Can't
it's
imagine
like,
there's a lot of people.
Oh, well, I was working for the hotels. And so
Oh.
it's like, like, you know, everybody on the staff.
Oh,
and stuff
okay.
like that, yeah.
Wow. How long were you there for?
Just a season. So like 3 months,
okay.
4 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds like a really fun experience.
That was great. I'd
Yeah.
recommend it if you're young and you
To
don't
just
have
be
anything
in
to
the
do.
national
just go-
park
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and just live there and like be around nature all day.
Animals. Bison. Dude, bison are
I've
crazy
been to
in
Yellowstone a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, what's your favorite part?
Favorite park? I don't know what they are. I just remember I remember like I camped, and then like I remember I'm like, damn, because I went once when I was like in middle school with my dad and my sister and brother.
Okay.
And then when I first like kind of embarked in comedy, I guess you could call it, like I did like 6 months in like Fort Collins and Greeley, and then I went on, and then the breakup happened, and then I went on this big road trip by myself where like I did like the West Coast and like up to like it's far north as Vancouver, down south, and then like crossed to like all the way to Chicago and New York, and then I came home.
How long were you on the road for?
11 weeks.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's like my origin story, kind of.
Yeah, I had no idea. This is a big deal.
Yeah, and like and one of my first stops was to stay in Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And so I like slept in my car and like just traveled around, and like, and I remember being like, damn, I don't remember taking an hour to get to every site, you know, because it's like a square, right? Where it's like there's 4 places you can go, and like you got to travel. It takes like an hour on the roads to get to each one, you know. So I went to like the Old Faithful Park, and like, and I was by myself, so I was just like just wherever I want to go, meandering, listening, like kind of diving into comedy and myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about comedy is the travel, which is weird to say sometimes, but it's like,
yeah,
I love being in a new city, especially when it's like Chicago or San Francisco or like New York or something like, and then experiencing that sort of by yourself. Like, it's cool to have a partner for some trips, but really travel by yourself. Like, you get this sort of sense of like, well, what if I lived here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This idea.
I mean, the sky's the limit, and you have so much freedom.
Exactly.
Like, you can do whatever you want. Sleep as late as you want. Go to a spot for a little bit, and then go to whatever show you were planning on going to.
I've been trying to do that here in Denver more.
It's taking yourself out a little bit.
Well, just like not being a tourist, but like trying to break up the monotony of like the regular habits and like go someplace pretty. Yeah, in Denver, like that, like because we do have pretty places. You know what I mean?
We take it for granted.
We
all
do.
The time.
Yeah. we got some really great parks. We got some really great.
Yeah,
we got some good restaurants, but like we have we have good coffee shops.
We do. All over. We got a great coffee shop. Not community, but like culture or like scene.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. We got good parks. We got good like. And you're not far away from a lot of good shit. Yeah,
for sure.
Totally. No, I totally get that. You're like, but it's hard to be intentional and be like, all right, I'm not playing video games today. Yeah. I'm going to do a new thing. I'm going to the botanical gardens or like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Botanical Gardens. It takes forever to try to get a pass on the library park pass. Oh my God, those are the first ones that they snap up right away.
Oh, really?
Well, because you can get free passes, but you have to reserve them through the library.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, if you have a Snap card, it's $1 tickets to the Denver Art Museum and the Denver Zoo. So
okay, yeah. Through the library.
No, through the Snap.
Snap. Yeah. What's Snap?
Food stamps.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Very cool.
Shout out to all my broke people, huh?
Shout out to all the broke people.
Yeah, keep fucking. That's free, okay? Unless it's without a rubber, then we're banned for that one for 18 years.
Do the American thing and go into debt. All right. Get a bunch of credit cards.
Here's the thing. Everybody has a bankruptcy by the time they're 27, okay? Everybody.
Yeah. It's normal. Who do you look up to? Who are some of the people you look up to?
Me in 5 years? No.
That's a very Kanye thing to say.
That's a Matthew McConaughey thing.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. I got green lights right over here somewhere.
Yeah. Patrice O'Neill's my favorite comedian.
Okay.
I think the idea of like trusting your voice enough to be like, I want half the room to be dying laughing and half the room to be sort of like quiet, offended type thing is such an interesting way to approach stand-up and writing, and sort of like you bought into Patrice more than you bought into his material, and his material sometimes will go crazy places, but you're like it's Patrice, that idea of him. He's my absolute my favorite. And then it's just like John Mulaney, which shout out changing as a guy and having everybody be fucking pissed about it.
Yeah. For real. Getting away with it.
Yeah. I was like, have you seen Olivia Munn? All right, doesn't matter. All right.
What about in like your life?
In my life?
Yeah. Or just someone closer.
Yeah, I mean, my dad obviously is a big sort of has always been a hero to me, even with the difficult things that we've gone through in our relationship. But there's just a sense of like he's intelligent, well read, such a grinder. Like the idea of like growing up watching him just sort of pursue stuff with just complete vigor. I love that, and I think it's something we share a lot. But like other than that, I mean, yeah, my partner, like the strength that she has, and sort of like makes me want to be like grow, with her. But like it's like hard to be like Greg Deal or like Sterling Harjo or Lily Gladstone. I like them. I'm impressed by like what they've been able to accomplish and stuff like that. But there's like a sense of like, I don't like, I love finding wisdom from all these different people, like, but I also, it's just sort of that same thing of like, don't compare yourself to other people, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just sort of try to work on yourself.
Like yeah, totally. That is a fine line, I think, between like comparison and like looking at attributes that you admire and be like, I want to be more like that, you know?
Yeah, like Martin Luther King, like he cheated on his wife like all the time.
Right.
Which is not Happy Martin Luther King Day, by the way.
Oh, is that today?
Oh, it's on Monday. But
oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Martin Luther King taught me, is that if you're great enough, you can cheat on your wife.
Yeah.
Lessons learned. Totally cool.
Put that in a book.
Yeah, like Elvis, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're so talented, it doesn't matter that she's 16. All right.
Yeah. Well, really, you just gotta wait till you die before people find out.
That's you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, scratch that. I look up to Ariana Grande. I want that. All right. Such a talent.
Yeah. I look up to fucking Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
I can tell. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you guys have the same eyes.
Yeah, we kind of do. Mine are less sunken, and I just need more like that, whatever that color, that shade is under his eye. Yeah, that make him always look tired. And
that 6-year-old ball sack color. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go to him for Halloween or something. I'm Pete Davidson. Can't you tell? Let's see. I asked you the leader question. What's something that you wish more people knew about you?
My favorite dessert is tiramisu or tres leches cake.
Don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. You got ice cream cake, but that's for you. All right?
Yeah. You should know this about me.
Oh, Pizookie? Are we even trying?
What's Pizookie?
Pizookie? Oh, you don't know what Pizookie is? It's like it's like a giant cookie that's not fully cooked, but you take it out of the oven and you put ice cream on top of it. Oh. So it's
I've never heard that called that before.
Yeah.
Oh,
but you know what that is?
Yeah.
Pizookie is its God-given name.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that I'm trying to do better, trying to be better, trying to learn from my mistakes. If I hurt you in the past, I apologize, and I'm trying to use that experience to not hurt other people in the future. I really do want to be a good guy. Like, I don't. It's not just for the ego or for anything else. Like, I want to be positive for everybody. Not everybody. I want to be positive.
Yeah.
I failed at that many times in my life, and I haven't gone off a cliff, thankfully, in terms of like overly failing with that. But it's one of those things where I don't know. Like, I want to learn. Like, there's like a man that I want to be that I continue not to reach, and I don't know if I'll ever reach that, but I do know that I want to keep growing towards that.
Yeah.
And so, I think after comedy, I'm going to do comedy the rest of my life. Hopefully I can act a little bit and write a little bit, but like, I also want to be a dad, but not like a biological dad just because I'm bipolar and she's bipolar. But like, I want to like start fostering some kids, start adopting some kids.
Yeah.
In the future, but to do that, like, I have to make money, and I have to grow into that fatherhood role. You know.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while.
That's a leadership thing.
We'll see.
Yeah. That's awesome. What's next for you in the comedy world?
I mean,
Bad
Moxie. Yeah, is that what you're gonna do?
Well, no. I mean, like, you know, I know that you guys got more ahead with Bad Indian and everything.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely. But outside of that, like, do you have any other Goals for yourself.
Yeah. A big goal for this year, just in general, is we're trying to do Edinburgh Fringe. We have a show called Dead Man Talking that we haven't done yet, but that's what we're pitching.
Damn.
It's Elliot has a dead dad, I have a dead mom. We're going to do a little material around death and grief.
Wow.
Super fun, right? But then
they'll eat that up over there. They love sad shit.
I mean, it's Scotland, all right?
Yeah.
They haven't seen the sun in forever. But we're going to interspace it with improvised eulogies from crowd submissions. So it's like everybody has dead people. Like it's something that unites all of us. We're all going to die.
Okay.
So it's like we crushed our eulogies because we're comedians, right? You know what I mean? Like
that, you know how to structure
a
public speech.
And get laughs at a funeral. We've both gotten like a ton of laughs at our funeral. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. And so, and so it's like this sort of like Irish funeral aspect of like laughter like helps us grieve. Like we want to do that with other people because it unites us. And so it's like a little bit of like we haven't fully done it yet, but like the idea is like we'll get the submissions and then we'll riff off a little bit in terms of like what they give, and then one of us will give an improvised eulogy. Hopefully it can be funny or meaningful. Or
that's such a good idea.
Yeah. But so just like on the spot, that type of thing. And so
that's so fun.
We'll see. So we'll be doing some like a couple like workout shows, and then we'll do Denver Fringe, and then we'll do Edinburgh Fringe. And
wow. You guys like, I mean, it sounds like you have like 3 projects like already like cooking, you know, like you're always churning shit up, you know?
Yeah. Well, who else is going to do it for us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, that was the other thing is that I've noticed that Denver comedy had some people that did stuff, and then they had some people that didn't do fucking shit for like 10 years. You know what I mean? Like stayed
in the scene, you mean?
In the scene, yeah. Stayed in the same place. Maybe not even 10 years, but people would stay in the same place for like, I don't know, like 5 years. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
never
sure.
Like really like progressing or.
Yeah. Well, how does that happen? You know? So like for me, like, and kind of going back to like, you know, like recognition versus like I'm doing stuff, you know, because it's like I kind of had to like give myself the headlining spots and be like, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
No one like I gave myself the spot at Stella's, but like I've also been like more proactive about like, hey, like I'm ready for 30 minutes, you know, like give it to me. But I feel like that's something you kind of have to give to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to like you do a lot for the scene and in the scene, like you produce and everything. But like at the end of the day, you got to say, we want to do Edinburgh Fringe. Like we're going to go pursue it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because even when we fail, we're going to learn so much, you know?
Yeah. True. Yeah. And I think it's really easy to just like coast.
Yeah. I don't want to coast. Because it's like I want it, the most fun. Like if you demonstrate that you can do something difficult well, like people give you more opportunities. Like that's another thing. It's like when you're working towards something, other stuff just sort of comes your way naturally. Like people are like, oh, I want to be doing something with him, and so it's like,
you think so?
Yeah, Bad Indian's gonna like it. That Westward article led to the second one, like starting off the year being one of the people to watch. That wouldn't have happened without Bad Indian. Did
they find you guys?
No, that was a press release that I sent to him, and then Tony Tresca, he gave me a call. We just did the interview over the phone and had a great conversation with him. But I've been in the Westward building a bunch of times because of CityCast, and that's like another thing. That's somebody else's project that I get to help work on. Yeah. But then be good and like. I'm also starting to see people that are like coming up to me like after comedy shows being like, I love you on CityCast, or I love you at Casa Bonita, or you know, like those, or I saw you at the Mammoth game way back when, 2 years ago. It's like
people know you,
starting to, and so you like use that to like do fun shit. Entertainment is such a grind, but when you have successes, they're the most interesting things, because like you get to go like on these big stages or like behind the scenes. Like we did a thing with a zoo where we did up close magic with the gorillas, like that's cool. Yeah. Like but or even just like I got to like do a joke on the stage at Red Rocks for Portugal the Man. Like what? Yeah, that was like it was crazy too, because there's like it's 9,000 people, you know, it's like a
Yeah.
sold out show. They always do a land acknowledgement with like natives, like giving the first thing. And then it's like, I was the last one of the natives to go, and just being able just to like sit in that moment, like, like I told one joke, so it counts as me doing Red Rocks.
Why did you get to do the joke?
Well, because I wanted to, because they had said all the important stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's the guy, Walt, he's like an artist here in Denver. He knows Portugal the Man, so that he's always the one that's getting the natives to get on stage and stuff like that when they come through town and do Red Rocks. And so he just reached out to me and was like, do you want to do this? Like, hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was great, man.
That's sick as hell. So the podcast is called Stretch Yourself.
Ooh.
It's about stretching beyond your comfort zone.
Ooh.
Yeah. Can you think of a time where you've been stretched out of your comfort zone? What you learned about it? It can be bad Indian related, or it can be something else. It can be more personal. It can be comedy. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So finance, I think, is an interesting thing where it was like, I wasn't particularly good at it. Good enough to continue to like pursue it like professionally until I actually got the job, and then like I didn't like it, but I would continually, I didn't, like, I got the job out of college, great job, really interesting company. I didn't give up comedy when I did that. I kept going to open mics, and so that stretching myself of having like the 9 to 5 to like also doing stand up. But not only doing stand-up, but in like, how can we not speed it along, but like, what can we be doing to like get better? Mm-hmm. And then that's when we also did Dead Room as well. You know, so during that period, just the like, nobody cares who you are. Nobody, like, sometimes it feels like nobody wants you to succeed. You know, mm-hmm. Like sometimes it's like gatekeepers, they like having the control and having the decision-making power of like, not yet. Or, you know what I mean? No. Come ask again later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that I think like some people like that. Or like, or if you do go around gatekeepers, like, I don't want you to succeed because I'm putting so much effort into this thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so, but just the idea of like I'm not in college anymore. I'm not in the career anymore. What am I going to do with my life? And like and my mom's dead.
Yeah.
And it's COVID, and I have a dog, and I have no money, and let's move forward, you know?
Yeah.
That I feel so lucky that I lived in North Cap Hill at the time, and like right next to that 7-Eleven that's on 17th, and so like I'd walk out and be able to go to the 7-Eleven because it was, you know, essential. I was able to go there the whole pandemic, but I also was able to see like the Wells Fargo cashier building like right there, you know what I mean? So it's like I feel very appreciative to Denver because it's been here through my darkest times. It's helped grow me, and it's beautiful, and it's like this is where I want to go through this stuff, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
This is where you want to do life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably until it makes sense to, like, if we broke up, I'd move.
Really?
I'd get the hell out of town. Yeah, to New York probably New York if we broke up.
Would you ever move to New York together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a discussion, but probably LA more than she likes LA more than New York. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but we'll see what LA is. I don't know. But all of this is I have to get better at the stand-up. You can't forget about that. Like, the marketing, that's great. You need to get good at it if you're going to be a comedian. But
yeah.
Stand-up. Like, get better at writing new jokes. Get better at doing it.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
There's no substitute.
Yeah.
For just getting good on stage.
Yeah. Get good at booking yourself out of state, you know? Like.
Yeah. Or booking yourself in general.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, because it's like, if you don't believe in you, nobody else is going to believe in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to buy what you're selling.
That's the best take I've heard on
any.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah,
like,
because like everyone's like afraid to ask, and it's like, dude, like people get booked. Who asks?
Yeah.
Believing in yourself. That's great. That's a great take, because most of the time it's just like, oh well, you know, there's some sort of taboo around it, or it's like you shouldn't, and it's like, why not? Like, most of the time the producer's like, yeah, you're funny. Thanks for helping me do my job.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course. Oh, here's an opening. Like, it's pretty easy, you know. And like most producers I know are not like, are not gatekeepers and are not like trying to like decide like.
It's actually one of my favorite things about the Denver comedy scene. Because I was talking about gatekeepers earlier, but it's like we have such a robust independent scene.
Right.
Like, that's totally normalized to be like, hey, let me try to find a venue and let's start a show there.
Right. Yeah. People. I mean, like, yeah, everyone who's at the top like did it that way, you know.
Yeah.
From Denver, at least.
Yeah. When you think about Denver's history, I had the idea for this project a while back. It's like a oral comedy history of Denver. It's like, you think about Growlix, you think about the Pussy Bros, you think about the Fine Gentleman Club.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are all independent things that, like, even though they all started to work with Comedy Works eventually, but it was, like, outside of Comedy Works initially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's, it's a weird situation where it's like, we have one of the best clubs in the world.
Yes.
And they do have a new talent program, which is realistic, but it's also... It's kind of a weird one where promotions are so hazy, you know, and you never know if you're ever going to get passed. Like, they don't really do auditions or anything like that.
True.
But then you just have this huge independent scene. So
yeah,
you don't have to. The club isn't the only thing that's pushing comedy forward in Denver. The club is an essential part of our scene, but it's like, there's so many individuals also just not waiting for their spot at the club. It's like, we gotta get better, you know.
Gotta get better. Gotta get stage time somehow, and I can't keep going to the same. And open mics come and go, so
it's true.
Yeah.
I wanna host an open mic.
You do?
Yeah. Again, I just want to see the new comics and to get myself out there. But I don't know. Wednesdays, it's like we lost right. But
Well,
then like 5 mics popped up.
Like out of nowhere. Yeah. I think Thursday's where it's at right now.
You think?
Well, yeah, because like, I mean, tomorrow is like my night to do the mics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's Monkey Mural.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know. There might be like I think there's like every other week mic, but I'm not sure if
Subjective
it's
Cafe.
Subjective Coffee,
but,
yeah.
but that's up in Westminster. You know what I mean? Yeah, which is close to me, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking Berkeley Inn. I reached out to them, but they didn't.
What is that?
Berkeley Inn is just a place in Tennyson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Also, like, this was way back when, that Ubi Subi room.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. See, I'm always like, I want to go check that out so bad.
Yeah.
But like it's always on the week that I'm in Greeley.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. Like I don't think they have a show tomorrow.
I don't think so.
But I would totally go because then next week I'm going to be at Bad Indian at Moxie. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be there.
I'm excited for it. Yeah, I don't know what
me
ticket
too.
sales look like, but we'll do some promotion.
I don't either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I do for every show, and I'm gonna put money in the ads on Monday.
Yeah.
And blast it, see what happens.
Get it out, baby.
I'm also gonna email the student native organization and offer them comps.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited. It's gonna be so fun. Can we do a couple of quick ones and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah, let's go.
Hell yeah. What's your favorite road snack?
Oh man. It's the Cheeto Puffs. But it's I have to be in the mood and I have to like be in a place where I can have cheesy fingers. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love those ones.
Just in Jeff's car. Wipe it on the seat.
Yeah, I do this really stupid thing where I like suck all the moisture out of it.
Yeah. I get that. It's a textured thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite time of day?
Late morning, you know what I mean? I love not waking up to an alarm and just waking up when I wake up.
Yeah, that's the best.
But not oversleeping either, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like 11.
Oh,
it's not noon.
That's right. Go take my dog to the dog park, get a coffee.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have like a favorite like venue or a place that stood out to you recently that you've performed at?
Oh, that's interesting. A favorite venue or place that so we're doing another show on Valentine's Day. February 13th at the Holiday Theater. I think it's a really underutilized venue. I think because it used to be called the Egyptian. It's in a historically Spanish neighborhood. It's right by North High School. But it's gorgeous.
Wow.
And so I just hope that more stuff happens there.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Come out February 13th.
Come out February 13th. Come out. This will be released next week on Wednesday. So come out tomorrow to the Moxie.
I'll see you there. I'll be there. I have this mustache.
He'll still have the mustache. Yeah, you're gonna have the braids too.
I will see.
We'll see. He'll have. What else do you want to plug? Anything you?
Damn, this is like
Where can people find you?
Yeah, at Danger Emerson, Bad Indians, The Doc, Finding the Funny is a new short film. It's premiering January 16th. I think it's already...
That's another project I didn't know about.
Yeah, I think it's already soft premiered. I think it's already up at the Denver Art Museum.
Okay.
But yeah, that's with Gabe. He has some cool videos like sort of set up, and then you'll see the whole Finding the Funny at the very end. Well, we're looking for a place to sort of do that show, or to like premiere it like on a movie theater screen. So if you know of a place that has really good sound, because this one's already professionally done in terms of the editing of the coloring and sound.
Okay.
So, like I want to see it on the big screen. It's only like 18 minutes, so it's nothing crazy.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Be fun.
Sick, dude. Well, thanks. Thanks for coming over and doing the pod, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. See you next time.
All right. Let's go.
Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself.